I'm opening up an advice column on how to traumatize the men who bother you. Yep. Basically, this is my pivot into a different direction to deal with, one, the potential sinking of the ship that is TikTok, as well as just a general issue I've always had with, Stitch content performing and, being able to link back to it and all that kind of stuff, especially when I'm jumping around to my different ships. So this is our pivot. Hope you enjoy. Let's walk through it real fast for those who want to stick around. Basically, the disclaimers, if you don't like them, I don't care. I literally will not answer. I will not argue on any of these either. These are my rules and reg, and the first rule of being a villain is not caring if other people are butthurt about your boundaries. So first and foremost, again, you're asking for advice from me. I am mean, I am callous, I will not frou-frou, and I will not hold your hand. I will give you as best as I can, but don't think that I'm going to be super nice. I'm not going to be mean to you, but I just need to make you sure you understand that the callous nature in which I speak is not, gonna change. Next up, understanding that I don't know when and if I'll be able to respond to your thing, so don't freak out if I haven't responded, and if I get one message, it's like, why haven't you responded to me yet? I will not respond out of spite. Just give me time to cook if I can cook. Especially if you broke my rules, then I'm just gonna throw you right out of my kitchen. But I will let you know. Next up, I understand that these are tips and tricks. I'm not your savior. I'm not going to be able to tell you a one-size-fits-all solution that will somehow save the day. I will give you something that you can do to control your response in the moment so that you can feel later that you had control over the situation at least a little bit more than had you been completely caught off guard. It's the same reason I talk about my unconventional self-defense methods, ways that you can more practically play dead, etc. Because I understand that at the end of the day, it might not save your life. I'm not aiming to do that. I'm aiming to give you something you feel like you could do in the moment. Also, you gotta mold it to you, make it work for you. If I say, talk about organ harvesting, but you're more someone who can go on, a whole rant about cannibalism, don't go for cannibalism. I'm not telling you have to do exactly what I say. This next one got cut off, but do not do anything illegal, at least in my name. I'm not going to give you advice that I think is illegal, but also check your local rules and laws and reg and make sure that you understand any risk of okay, I understand that in California I'm not supposed to record someone without their consent. I'm going to do it anyway. That is your decision, I'm not responsible. Next up, I'm not a Girl Scout. Don't ask for a fundraising request. I will not do it. I've seen those things get so messy. I'm not about to be part of that. Next up, I don't do call-out style content. I want to in this regard because I do believe it's a public safety thing, but I also just don't want to be sued anymore. I'm still dealing with one stupid, frivolous lawsuit, okay? I'm not about to be dealing with more. There are other people who do call-out style content who aren't currently in legal battles or who have more resources for that. Leave it to them. Lastly, I understand my quest is being used for monetized content in lieu of getting this advice for free. I'm just being transparent. My content on my platforms, if it's monetized, I'll make some money off of it, especially if I make the men angry, which I'll be doing with gusto. But that's basically the exchange. You give me the prompt, I get to talk about it. There's no paywall, so everybody and other people who are like you can get in that information. I just also might make money off of it, and you will see me making fun of the men who are angry in that regard. So just making sure you're aware. While I do have a villainous tip jar and all that jazz, paying me is not going to move you up the priority list. I want to be very transparent about that as well. It's just a matter of when did this information come in? When did the prompt come in? Did I literally just talk about it? I might push it off a little bit then, but I really kind of want to do these as they come in and as they're applicable, not in any kind of prioritized manner. Anyway, alright, then we get into the actual meat of it. Good day, what should I call you? Don't give me your legal name. Never give someone your legal name. Pronouns. Up here is where you can plug in, what's the sitch, what's going on, annoying man at a bus stop, annoying man who doesn't get that you're not going to be his manic pixie dream girl, what is it? Then confrontation style. Notice these are checkboxes. I understand that your confrontation style might vary depending on situation, so just check what applies, and in the other box and in the next prompt you can give me a little bit more detail on that. But we've got highly avoidant, terrified, very, very freeze, can't look a bunny in the eyes. Accommodating, typically want to do the most pleasant thing. You don't really have good boundaries there, but you are willing to be as pleasant as possible. Next up, compromising. Does have some boundaries, but is willing to kind of reel them in a little bit if it means getting out of the situation in a more pleasant manner. Collaborating, tends to handle a confrontation a lot better, when in a group setting or is very good at manipulating the man in question so that you almost collaborate, make him feel like he's getting something out of it while not compromising your boundaries. I also would put people who are very confrontational for others but not themselves in this category. Competing, how dare you try to scare me? These are highly confrontational people. They're going to be the fighters. They don't like to feel threatened, and they are going to go straight into wanting to threaten back, as well as starts fights for fun. Now that's me. I personally find confrontation incredibly entertaining, and so I do it very frequently. While I don't actually start the fight, like I wait for the fight to come to me, I have no problem making it an extended ordeal because I find it funny to see how long these men will talk to me while I'm actively telling them I'm under investigation for arson. And then other, again, you can give me more deets. Next up, other background factors. Now, don't give me your level 3 Naruto flute music tragic backstory, but any kind of just general, information synopsis on your background as to why you react the way you do is helpful. And then other details, how you are perceived by other people, sexuality, ethnicity, and then also defense training, defense item that might otherwise impact how you respond. Especially things like sexuality and ethnicity. I believe that if I don't personally have a good say, because I don't, I'm a white girl, I don't understand what it's like as a black woman to feel threatened, I can potentially try to reach out to other creators who do have that background to get further insight and maybe collaborate with them. Next, what are you hoping to gain from this ritual? Are you basically asking for me to just give advice on the situation, one-liners, etc.? Are you looking for just a psychological chat of yes, this is why men tend to act this way and why they're terrible? The applause after you've personally traumatized a man, this is also okay for that. Well, I need to be able to show you my work, don't I? So make sure you drop either your email or your username and platform of choice so that I can tag you, or otherwise just let you know hey, the devilish deed has been done. Platform of choice, other period question mark, yeah, we'll all see where we end up pivoting to after all this, but, let me know where you're generally at, so again, I can make sure to post it to that platform, sometimes a little behind on other ones, and then any additional comments, anything you want to say, and always remember to say goodbye after talking to a demon. It's just good to dismiss us. As above, look below, and you'll find exactly where you need to look to find me, all of my other ships, and where this particular form lies. And then, send off your letter to hell. We'll see how it goes. Okay, thanks, bye. Also, no, you don't have to be following me to partake. I'm not gonna check.